This is Justin Case of American Newscape joining our friend and mentor Joyce Rockwood for some insight on how she teaches healing from the inside out. Joyce joins us to share an obtainable natural health solution. Today, everything you want to know but were afraid to ask about Breakfast Matters 101. Greetings, Joyce.
Greetings, Justin.
Welcome back to American Newscape.
Thanks so much.
Let's get started with, does breakfast matter?
Such a common question. I think just in the general population, people are confused by what to eat. And it's also probably one of the most common questions that I get with my clients when I'm working with them in either my 30-day detox intensive or my 6-month program. And I would just say this: I often work with busy professionals who are really struggling with their digestion, poor energy, abysmal sleep. And the one thing that has really allowed them fast, also healthy but fast, rapid results with their vitality is two things, right? When they focused on their gut health in tandem with proper nourishment. And I think that it's really important to mention those things up front before I really answer the question about breakfast, because I don't think that most practitioners, health practitioners, and even medical doctors really focus on those two elements. Gut health and detoxification have been the two missing links for me in my own journey, and that's why they're part of my own methodology. So my answer to this question is no. you know, it's breakfast is not the most important meal of the day, but if you do choose to eat it, we want to make sure that it is on point and properly combined. And, the thing is, when you couple detoxification in tandem with proper nourishment, it's really amazing how quick the results are and how easy it is to create long lasting vitality. I was reading this article again, one of my favorite articles. If you're not having 2 bowel movements a day, you are constipated. I know a lot of people feel like that's an alarming statement. I was even talking with one of my clients today who's having better movements and she's feeling inconvenienced by her trips to the bathroom. And I was like, get used to this. This is a good thing. But William Wattinger is a famous medical doctor who taught how to administer colon hydrotherapy treatments. And he actually wrote the training manuals for the procedure for a lot of the medical practitioners and other medical doctors that used to perform these treatments in hospitals decades ago. And it's really interesting, when you start looking at all of the different patient complaints, from headaches to fevers to stomach aches to ear infections, fluid retention, backache, colds, fever, flu, if I didn't say it, infection, sinusitis, chronic fatigue, which is a very common issue and ailment these days. What they noticed was that when they treated people with colon hydrotherapy, they often, after one treatment or even just a series of treatments, 80% of the issues that they had went away. And so, it was deemed a necessary medical procedure at one point. And it's no joke that colon cancer is one of the leading cancers. And I think it's interesting if you look at that, because most people are consuming a lot of the foods that are cancer creating. Dairy, meat, and processed foods are the top 3 food groups, if you will. Not that processed foods are a food group, but you know what I'm saying, that contribute to the breakdown of cell function. And so it's something to consider. So I will just say, no, breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. And here's why. If you're not hungry, forcing your body to eat when it's not hungry doesn't make sense. And you can even liken that to, say, feeding a baby. If you're feeding an infant food, at some point they just turn their head away when you bring the spoon to their face because they know when they're full. And it's so interesting. A lot of times people forget how small these little humans are and they think they need to eat more and they're trying to kind of force feed them. But the baby knows when it's full and it knows when it's done. When your body is not hungry, it's because it's moving through life on electrical energy and it's probably not requiring any outside source of stimulation in that moment. And so we really want to listen, be intuitive, and honor what our body is telling us in the moment. And, the most important thing I would say is that, when you do feel hungry, if you do want to eat breakfast, which I used to do and I no longer do, then you want to make sure that you're feeding your body the life force foods that are what we call the quick transit foods that move out of the stomach very efficiently in typically 1 to maybe 4 hours max. We really want to be focused on the time, the transit time, because that's really crucial when it comes to what are you going to eat at lunch? And did what you eat at breakfast have enough time to leave the stomach before the next meal is coming into play for the stomach to have to contend with that? If your stomach is still dealing with breakfast because it was bacon and eggs, well, when you eat lunch, it's going to land on top of it, and you're going to have a very fancy process in that moment take place called fermentation. Now, it's not the same kind of lactofermentation that we create when we're properly fermenting our vegetables to create healthy probiotics. This is the type of fermentation that is the antithesis of putting our life into that next level. And so it's the kind of fermentation that's unwanted, where we have all that gas, all that bloating, all that distension, all that brain fog, loss of energy, and loss of concentration. So I support my clients with learning those quick transit foods so that they can consume those easily and make them super yummy in the morning and have the energy they need without feeling tired after eating so that they can take on the day.
Well, what would be some of your suggestions for these quick transit foods if we choose to eat breakfast?
Yeah, really great question. So, of course, let's make sure that people feel properly supported in the moment. Well, first of all, I'm a huge, big salad lover, but for the morning, we want to start out with the juices, the vegetable juices. I mean, most people don't like to eat salad as their breakfast. I've met some, but you can drink your salad in the morning, right? So when you juice your vegetables, you are really extracting the life force energy from the foods, and the healing power of the vegetables is in the liquid. The healing power of the vegetables, the healing power is in the liquid. The fibers have a different intention and a different purpose. We'll eat those later on at some point in the day. But if you can wake up and have a glass of water with either some fresh squeezed lemon or some lemon essential oil to start hydrating the body and get the organs to wake up and start moving matter, perfect. And then if you can have the vegetable juice to start, that's really an amazing way to create a healthy foundation so that we start creating healthier food cravings that will last us throughout the day, create that immediate sense of energy, create that immediate sense of clarity in the mind, and feel empowered. If you're hungry after the juice, I recommend waiting 45 minutes to an hour and then eating solid food, because the stomach needs to contend with the juice that you may have drank first. And 12 to 16 ounces is typically a good amount to start with on the juice. And if you are someone who's been doing this for a while, then your juices might be considerably larger, like 24 or 32 ounces. And you'll notice at some point after you have your juice that you might fly for hours throughout the day without feeling hungry, and then just get to lunch. If you're someone who needs to eat solid food in the morning at this point, which is super common, then I would recommend either fresh fruit eaten alone, which is the optimum way to eat it, or with avocado. Those are two options that work really well. The fats of the avocado really satiate the blood sugar levels and give you a sense of eating something a little bit denser and feeling a little bit more grounded. Or some avocado toast or some coconut butter toast. Those things work really well and they're super tasty. And the other option that a lot of people like is to make a smoothie with some greens and some fruit, or to do some overnight oats.
Wow. So I could almost assume Peter Pan dr- drank her vegetable and fruit juices in the morning because she did fly all day.
Most people think Peter Pan is a guy.
Or he, or she. I apologize.
I don't know. I think it could be unisex.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. I mean, Peter Pan is is an ideal lifestyle, I guess. I don't know.
floating through the air. And, Sandy Duncan played Peter Pan, right? So she was a she.
She was certainly a girl, yes. Okay. Joyce, do you have any other thoughts you would like to share with us today?
Yeah, thank you for allowing me to just say that. I know a lot of this in the beginning. First of all, if you're watching, thank you for indulging me the opportunity to share some different philosophies with you that might be very contradictory to what you've grown up with, because I certainly grew up with very different philosophies as well. And I was someone who ate breakfast. And for the last 24 years or so, I've actually been eating one meal a day, and I used to eat 3 meals and have 2 snacks. So I know what it's like to transition and go through the process of really detoxifying the body. And I didn't even know what intermittent fasting was, but I've been doing it this long. And I finally was like, oh, there's a name for this. It's become one of the most common, I don't want to say fads, because intermittent fasting has actually been around a long time, but it is much more talked about and is getting a lot more airplay and exposure. But if you're someone who feels really confused by what I've just shared, or if you've just heard a lot of conflicting things because you're someone who does a lot of your own research, I totally get that. But I offer a no-cost call so that you can ask some more questions and feel a little bit more comfortable in speaking with someone who has been living this lifestyle and is passionate as all heck about guiding others through the process easily and gracefully. And so below this interview, there's a link for you to schedule a call so that we can get connected. And you might be really surprised by how dynamic one simple tweak to your current way of eating or your current belief system, one simple tweak could make such a huge difference. So I invite you to step forward and just check in and get connected, because teaching you how to nourish, detoxify, and really rejuvenate your body naturally from the inside out is what I do. But helping you to experience a life of freedom so you can make the biggest difference in the lives of those you love is who I am.
Thank you, Joyce. This has been Justin Case and Joyce Rockwood sharing the how to avoid those breakfast mistakes. Thanks for joining us. Remember, free gifts, additional information, and links are provided in this video's Read More. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel to stay connected, and please connect with Joyce in the links below so you can learn how to detoxify your body properly.